Google. Let's go get them again.
Welcome to another episode of Samplin Samples. Today we are sampling from a brand I've never smelt from, and this is the brand of Kayali, and this is their hype beast called Vanilla 28. Now this one, Vanilla 28, vanilla is hot right now on the market and has been for years. It's one of the older notes in perfumery. It has its ups and downs, and it's always in perfume. You know, there's never a lull point that this note goes away, but it has its days. So it makes sense that this would be a top seller for this brand. Now, my lack of knowledge on the brand of Kayali is simple. It's a brand that I've never smelt anything from them. So that's pretty easy. This is my first dip into them, but I decided to take a chance here with its hype beast because I've seen this all over TikTok, IG, and YouTube. It didn't take me long to see what was happening with the brand of Kayali, but it might take some people a little longer. Some up and coming influencers see what's going on and they want to be part of the party, right? They want a chance to be friends with her and go to her house and get a big box full of Kayali product. Well, I'm a reviewer, damn it. I'm not going to anybody's house. This is what you gotta get from your fragrance reviewers. You want the honest truth. How am I supposed to be truthful when I go to your house for PR? You're giving me every single fragrance that you send out. How can I just actually go, I don't like it. Now, to be fair, from what I lack in knowledge from their scents, I do have quite a bit of knowledge on why this scent is hyped. You know, I've been here, I've been around the block. This is it's the most PR brand of any PR brand that I know of. This brand puts actual Parfum de Marly in. They actually put Parfum de Marly to shame with their PR game. Yeah, that's how bad the free bottles are with this. It is only known because of the free bottles. You could really say Parfum de Marly as well. But if you ask me, this brand without free PR, without influencers, this brand would be a flop. Nobody would have heard of Kayali and the brand. Now, you see all the smoke and mirrors of free bottles to establish influencers, you know, too eager to prove new influencers getting bottles. So for that, they get the PDM free bottle marketing, bright lights, right? Influencers giving it props, hoping for more packages, you know, maybe an invite to the house in Dubai, maybe. So the heydays of, you know, things being actually really, really good and, you know, snowballing, hyping in this industry is long over. Like an actual really good product. I remember back in the day, only the good products would get the steam. They would get the snowball effect, right? Some people might hype like something, and then 3-4 guys, you know, and women would try it, and then it would just go, no, you know. But then, you know, the real hypes, you know, people actually spending their real money on these things. That's the kind of family I used to be in. Now, you know, fragrances, doesn't really matter if it's any good or any bad. It's always going to be rainbows and Skittles, right? PR, right? You know, you want to get more PR. That's the name of the game. More PR means more checks for you. More checks, more subscribers, the bigger the numbers you are, which you could pay for, the more these discounters are going to give you. Other brands will be looking at you. You just got to keep that in mind that these people, this is what they do. So basically, Kayali bought their cult following. They bought it. Bought and paid for. So I don't respect a fake hype when I go on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, and within 100 videos of Kayali, I see 98% of those are gifted. Everyone has a whole freaking line. How good can a line be? Like, these people don't own anything else but a bunch of Kayalis. Like, you don't have that kind of money to spend, right? You look at their collection and you're just like, huh? Which makes it more mainstream than it really is. And that's where I kind of have an issue with this fragrance community is just someone new getting into this thing. They'll go click on some of these bigger names and they'll just see the whole Kayali lineup of this must be a great brand. I'm a true fragrance head. I don't own one. I own this little sample. That's all I own. So now you know what's going, and you can see this. Like the more you're into this game, the more you're gonna see this. So now you know going in. No free bottles here. My intro tells you exactly who I am. I have a lack of knowledge on the scents themselves. I don't. However, I'm very well aware of the fake hype this received. Now, to be fair, it's compared to my baby, the best vanilla extract fragrance in the game, which is Spiritueuse Double Vanille by Kayali, which did make me want to discover it. The number 28, I believe, is how many times they did the recipe until they got it right. So there's a fun fact for the reason for the number on this fragrance. So let's go on this journey together and see if this is worth your money. Again, my intro is my intro, right? I'm telling you the facts. That's what it is. That's the facts. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Mark. I'm the host of the Robes Away channel. What you get here is exactly what you just got in the intro. Facts, right? I'll tell you, it's my first fragrance of the brand. It might be my 10th fragrance of a brand. I might have a huge history with the Perfume that they utilized. However, I'm not bought and paid for. I'm not here to send this to Kayali because I know she's really into social media and try to get her attention. I'm not here to suck up. I'm not here to get bottles. I'm not that. So subscribing is free. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button for my work. I paid my hard-earned money for this little sample. I really appreciate that. And to my returnees, welcome back. I don't know if anybody's been looking forward to this video, probably not on my channel. I think you all know what's going on, but let's delve into this one. Now let's go under the hood. Let's take a look at some stats on this one. It was released back in 2018. The nose is Gabriela Chelariou. Now, I always like to see like a name like that. I'm just like, I haven't smelled any. I have 4,000 bottles in this room, plus now. I've stopped counting. So a guy like me knows resumes, and I know Perfumier like the back of my hand. That's a name that's new to me. It doesn't mean because you're new to me, you suck. But I look at facts, right? Me going on YouTube and seeing a whole bunch of PR bottles is not facts to me. This is just, I know exactly what's happening. I see a link down below. I see a coupon code here. I see you with a big box full of Kayalis. That's garbage to me. It's worth nothing to me. However, doing research on the nose can give me some substance. So Gabriela is from Firmenich, which is well established. She has over 60 scents to her resume, which is a very bulky resume. 12 of them are Kayali. So now we're going, we're going down to the 40s. Now, what else has Gabriela done? Well, looking at the resume, you see brands like Fleur, Nest, Michael Malul, Guess, Bath and Body Works, Avon, Adidas, Abercrombie, to name a few. That's the bulk of the resume. So what do all these brands have in common? Well, they're a lot cheaper than Kayali fragrances. And the resume doesn't mean, you go look at Dominique Rapillon's or Jean-Claude Elena's resume and you're going to see a couple cheapies, Alberto Morias. You're going to see cheapies in there. You're going to see, but when 99% of your resume is in the bargain bin or under $50, Bath and Body Works, I'm looking at you, Michael Malul and Guess and Adidas and Avon. That is fact. It's fact. It's that in black and white there. So looking at the name of these brands, it's all bargain bin scents. It's body mist, things like that. It's always important to see what the nose has done in the past, especially once you start paying big money for scents like these. So where do these brands, these PR brands, cut corners? Is it in the bottle presentation? Ooh, no, this is not a Jeremy fragrance. Well, maybe. But, how are they swindling you out of your money? How? How do you cut corners? Well, this is how you do it. You're getting a Bath and Body Works scent in a $200 bottle. That's right. You're paying buku dollars for what? Yeah. Aha. So let's go take a look at the notes. Let's see what this is. Well, obviously a vanilla-based fragrance. In the top notes, we have vanilla orchid. Vanilla comes from, of course, the floral orchid, and jasmine. So you're going to get some white floral action in here. In the mid, we have brown sugar and tonka bean. So you're going to have a sugary brown kind of hue. Tonka bean can give out cherry nuances. It can give almond nuances. We'll see where the tonka bean goes. It can go powdery as well. And in the back end, we have amber, amber wood, musk, and patchouli. The big notes to my nose, the ones that made more of an effect on my nose, were the vanilla. This is the vanilla-centric fragrance. You know, lo and behold, it is. However, there's other notes in here that will give out vanillic tendencies that could gravitate to your nose. The tonka bean's one of them. The tonka bean can give out a vanillic hue. It does here. Amber can give out a vanillic hue. It is part of, you know, labdanum, let's say a resin and a vanillic tendency. They go together and you, voila, you got amber, right? So vanilla, amber, and tonka. So you kind of know where this is going. And let's delve into it. I got my little test strip that I've been testing this fragrance for days on the test strip and of course on skin. You know, I've depleted most of this little sample. I've worn it for days just for you all. But let's remind me of this introduction. We're going to launch this thing and see what we get. Right off the bat, Vanilla 28 shows me exactly what I was expecting. It's a typical ambery glow vanillic hue. So I could tell immediately this is an amber, a tonka bean, and a vanilla pairing as your 1, 2, 3 punch of the opening of Vanilla 28. It has that warmth. It has that comfort that you'd expect from a darker vanillic fragrance. So don't expect a bright, white, fluffy vanilla, right? Some people like those kind of vanillas. You know, the typical vanilla note, especially in the women's aisle, is this bright, fluffy thing, vanillic thing. And then you got the vanilla extract of the game, the more of a gourmand aspect, where Spiritus du Bleu from Kayali is the king of it. Yeah, nothing touches it, and Kayali does not touch the Kayali at all. But it's a warmer hue, which I appreciate. I do like these kind of fragrances because they give out comfort and warmth to them. There's something about a warm ambery glow that I really like. Now, some people will call this a more mature vanilla. And I guess you could be right, in a way. Yeah. Now, the brown sugar note in the mid comes in right away. To me, personally, it kind of cheapens the thing a little bit. It definitely shows itself here in the opening, and it helps this going into more of a confectionery baking theme, and of course, a sweet theme of the fragrance. So a darker, more fall-like vanilla than anything. The sweetness is there. You can't dodge it. You really can't. But I've smelt... I will say, and I will state this, I have smelt worse sweet scents, and this is a tastefully done fragrance for vanilla, but it does teeter on the vanilla kind of candle vibe versus a true blue vanilla fragrance. So keep that in mind. It's not going full on syrupy vanillic tone. You can sense that there's some white florals back in this. Of course, that jasmine and the orchid, the vanilla orchid, of course. The vanilla orchid will kind of give you that. Also believe Gabriella uses a Firmenich material. It's called Vanilla Sur Absolute, which gives this fragrance a rich, deep, creamy aspect of the vanilla, which I can sense in this fragrance. So that is utilized here. You do get a little bit of that waxy floral orchid, like the feel of vanilla. You get a mild jasmine as well to help the facets of the white florals. Now, moving into the mid, there was a few wearings that the vanilla went into this vanilla extract field. That vanilla extract vibe, which I really, really like. I love that. And it felt truly gourmand at some points. So it goes into that foodie vibe that maybe some may not like. I think the brown sugar could help that. The tonka bean and the vanilla core with that helps out. The one note that really impressed me was the patchouli running throughout the background of this scent. which I was actually not half expecting with such a simple scent profile. So, you know, within the wearing, sometimes when I'm testing out a fragrance, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, I know where this is going. This is just going to be a simple vanilla kind of thing. Like, it's just going to go run through until it dies on my skin. It's very simple. You know, you can compare it to Bath and Body Works and you wouldn't be wrong, right? It's just like a one note, right? A one note symphony that just goes, meh. There's not real complexity. There's no real, you know, stages to this thing. But I felt a little bit of patchouli coming through, which makes it more of a perfume than a body mist, right? It has something. It was a nice touch, I gotta say. Now, some women won't like that, but I don't think it was overly, personally for me, it wasn't overly huge as a patchouli that I would be like, you know, dense, earthy, dark, dank thing. No, it's not like that. It gave it a little bit of texture. It gave it a little bit of something else than just vanilla. So the nose plays a little bit with the patchouli, with the volume of it. So it goes in and out of the scent and throughout the life of it. So I did feel it from time to time. It wasn't a constant for me personally. I did get it, but on my skin, it was too light to be a major factor in this release. You do get the soft woods from the amber woods, which again, fairly light, like the patchouli, and some soft musks to end this thing. So a fairly simple composition, fragrance profile. And looking at the Perfume's resume, I kind of expected something like this that really emphasizes on the sweet notes, and that's pretty much it. So overall, it feels like a cheap Spiritueuse Double Vanille piece. It's in that same family, yes. I think it would be perfectly fine for someone that loves My Baby SDV but can't stomach the price because Guerlain's are quite expensive. Many talk about this as a base layer or something that they can layer with. Not sure I would spend almost $200 on something that is a layering piece. Personally, everybody's got their own thing, but my personal opinion, when brands starts talking about layering, and one of my favorite brands, some of their essays still push this stuff. The brand of Tom Ford, one of my favorite brands of all time. They talk about the private blends being layering pieces, and I just look at them and I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't talk to me about that. This is this is the TikTok generation top scent profile. If you are a person that says, I let it macerate on my desk, and it got better, it got darker, it got this, it got that. Guess what? You're not macerating the fragrance. Use Google, please. I understand some newbies, but if you're doing videos, you know, I really think like macerating on your desk, what are you talking about? There's no such thing. Macerating gets done over there with them. Not us. We're not macerating anything on our desk. It's in the company does that before it's sold, not in your house, not with the bottle. Don't take the cap off and think you're macerating the fragrance. At the end of the day, it's a straightforward vanilla. Easy to throw on. Not worth the price. Not worth. Spiritueuse Double Vanille, the fragrance I'm talking about. Where is it? Where is it? I have the. Let's flex a little bit. I got the old school bottle. Look at this. Beautiful, from Guerlain. Okay? They don't offer it anymore. It's in this bottle now. Yeah, I gotta back up. This thing, okay? This is what this thing is compared to. Don't you dare, don't. Okay, this Kayali's $200. All that PR. Oh, imagine Guerlain giving out PR for Spiritueuse Double Vanille. This is approximately double the price. Yeah, for a 100 ml bottle, yeah. Double the price. Oh, well worth it. Now, if you're new in the game, a vanilla is a vanilla, right? You may not experience the small nuances that Spiritueuse Double Vanille gives you as a fragrance. You know, Kayali may be a fragrance that smells like it to you. To me, it's absolutely not. Personally, to me. Now, let's get into seasons, day, night, versatility, and performance, and then I'll give my final thoughts and a score on this Kayali. Now, seasons, fall and winter. It is a darker vanilla fragrance. It's going to work well in fall and winter. For Canadian winters, you know, I'm in Canada, so, you know, I'm pushing it just because of performance, and we're going to get into that. I feel like things much darker, stronger, that have more of a push would be best for me. So more of a fall for me, but fall, winter. Day or night, I feel like it's more of a nighttime, but day, like lounging, things like that, it's a comfort scent. So, you know, it's cold outside and you're staying in and you're gonna wear this because it's your guilty pleasure. I could see that, but more of a nighttime scent. Versatility, fairly average, highly unisex, 100%. I see men wearing that, they can wear this. Is not just a woman's fragrance. I'll give it that. You know, fragrance reviewers, when they bash something, they just bash it to high hell. They just say, oh, it's all bad. It's either it's all good and it's free PR and they get money out of it and free bottles and it's just like amazing. Oh, and they forget about it 2 months later. Or it's trash and it's complete trash. Everything's bad about it. No. So what's good about this Kayali is versatility is highly unisex. Men can wear this too. I don't see why it's just women's fragrances. I don't know why she doesn't send more PR to men. Why not? Performance. Longevity was 4 to 6 hours. So that's where this thing kind of hits, is that the performance isn't that great. I'm looking for 7 to 9 for these type of fragrances for fall and winter, mostly. Summer fragrances, I totally understand that they're gonna be a little below. But you know, I'm not one of those guys that performance has to be beast mode. And again, the TikTok crowd is all about beast mode fragrances. Everything has to be beast mode, compliments, beast mode, blah, 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 the original, right? All the stuff that people wanna hear. No, but 4 to 6 hours is still good for a fragrance, but it's well below my 7 to 9. So longevity is a little low and projection's below average. I don't know. I felt like, and it does have a darker hue than the pictures show, like in my little sample. When you got lots of vanilla in your fragrance, this is what they look like after a while. The more they sit, the darker they look. Just an FYI. Doesn't mean it's macerating. It's not macerating. All right, let's get to my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Kayali and my first dip into the brand are, as much as you want to hate this brand as a true fragrance head, right? A true fragrance head, one that sees this BS online and you're just like, come on, guys. She ain't inviting you to her house. Stop it. You're not going to get 12 bottles in a big box all in one. Well, you might. They do give out a lot of PR. As a true frag head, yes, you absolutely want to crush this brand. Its founder and all of the influencers that push this brand, thinking the founder is their best friend when only she's using you to get rich. Duh. Why do you think you're getting a free trip to Dubai? It's not because she likes you, buddy. She likes your subscriber numbers, though. That is wrong with our fragrance community. That is exactly what's wrong with this fragrance community. It is it worth its fabricated hype? Absolutely not. This is a no. This is not a 10 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. The nose behind it makes bargain bin sense. Like, I'm not making things up. Look at the resume. Why do you think they are using a Perfume? Like, no shots at the Perfume, but your resume tells you what you do. And if 99% of your product is bargain bin sense, right? And now you're on a prestige product for $200 plus, you know, that's where the talent lies, is the bargain bin. That's where it goes. Why am I spending $200 for a product that's a bargain bin scent? This toes that line of a perfume that doesn't have much build to it. It doesn't. And a body mist. And think Bath & Body Works. It's actually a perfect Victoria's Secret. You know, that kind of fragrance profile. This is where this lies. But you're spending $200 on it. You know, I'll give it props, as I've smelt much worse in the vanilla game. That's one thing. It is in my wheelhouse. But it just never, like, the patchouli surprised me a bit. And I was just like, oh, okay, there's some kind of development, a little bit of something here. So I'll give it props for that. But you know, if you can get it for free from the founder, sure, it's worth the price. Yes, you know, you and hundreds of other influencers got your free bottles. It's well worth that free price, but you're selling your soul for a free bottle of perfume that you could probably buy at Bath & Body Works. For retail, this is a big meh. Their best seller is a meh to me. I think for vanilla under 100, like this is 200, so under 100, the fragrance that I've smelt that is close to this, but it's actually better than this, is Mercedes-Benz Club Black in the men's aisle. This is like a $50 fragrance. It gives you that same warm, comforting, vanillic feel. It's not as beautiful, bold, and exquisite, and gives you that development throughout the hours of a Guerlain piece. But the Mercedes is perfectly fine for its price point. Go see my review on it. Yes, it's a men's fragrance, but really it does the same thing as this Kayali. Like I don't know why nobody's going, why get Kayali when you can get Mercedes Club? And if I did a bunch of other homework, I'm sure I could find fragrances under $100 that do exactly what this does. But the Mercedes Club Black is the first thing I thought about when it was compared to this. I was like, oh, okay, all right, we'll see, because it's $200, right? Not that price makes a difference in regards to quality. We see it here. But you can try the brown sugar and vanilla from Bath and Body Works. Probably the same thing, maybe close. But if you're looking for a huge upgrade to this, if you love this and you're kind of itching for something that's better than this, this is where it's at. Like I'm telling you, like if you're really into this perfume thing, like if you're not, like if you just like this scent profile, you know, I'm not a clone guy. I'm not going to steer you to dupes and stuff like that. You know, I want real brands, real people, real brands. I would steer you to Mercedes Club Black. That one is perfectly fine. It's under $100. Good to go. But if you're looking for an upgrade, here it is, right here. Speedy Tuesday Brevini. Really, the best in the vanilla game, bar none. Like all vanillas. And it's a like it's a simple vanilla extract, but oh man, is it done to perfection. And this brand is known for their vanillas, their tonkas. They're just exquisite. Their iris. No one can really touch this. I haven't smelled it, at least for me. Now, if I had to give it a score, this Kayali. Okay, so it's my first of the brand. It's the hype train of the brand. It's, for the price range, I wouldn't recommend it. I really wouldn't, right? But as far as the scent profile, I enjoyed it. It's not like it's a scrubber. Like I've smelt some fragrances. Like I got a pretty wide palette. Like I like spicy fragrances. I like tobacco. I like animalics. I like leathers. I like vanillas. I like gourmands. My palette is so massive that I'm not like one of those that I'm gonna smell and be like, oh, this is too daring. It's too crazy. Oh my God, I'm getting dizzy. No. And you know, I have a palette that, you know, shitty fragrances are, you know, I'll be like, okay, I could wear it, you know, but it's not something that impresses me, right? This is in that whole spectrum of it's too expensive for what it is, but it smells nice. But 99% of products that are fragrances behind me all smell, that's what they're meant for, right? So if I had to give it a score currently, it's gonna get smack dab a 5. A 5. My experience with it was ho-hum, right? And if I was a bright and bushy-tailed newbie that went on YouTube and saw this thing and just kind of, you know, my favorite new influencer, like let's say I just got into this thing and the first person that I see is talking about Kayali, and then I start typing it in the Googles and I'm seeing it all over the place. You would think this thing's magic in the vanilla game. Oh my God, how deceived I would be. It's a 5. It's just an okay scent. If you get it for free $99 and you want to sell your soul for one video with the owner, go right ahead. Well worth it, I guess, for some people. But other than that, $200, oh, you forget about it. This is Bath and Body Works / Victoria's Secret / whatever, right? 5 out of 10, and I might be a little generous, but I kind of like this vanilla kind of feel. So I'll give it a 5. Now I've shared my take. I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly, right? And again, I'm not personally attacking you. I don't know you. You don't know me. You don't have to come after me, right? I'm stating facts. This is exactly what happened. You can't get mad at me saying that 99% of the bottles online are gifted. Facts. Go see. Type up. If you're really mad, type up. Type up a list of 10. Try to find 10 that don't have a coupon code, that didn't go see her house in Dubai or whatever. That's not attached to the brand. That's an actual real review. You send me 10, I'll send you 100 of influencer-based reviews on this fragrance. So just be careful. That is the lesson of the day. If there's anything you can take out of my channel, of this video, you don't even have to subscribe to me. You can hate me all you want. If you can take one thing out of what I've said, be careful out there. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, if you want to defend this thing, go ahead. Just be, you know, be tasteful. You don't have to come after me. You can say that you love it. And that's perfectly fine. It's not a bad scent per se, but it's a 5. It ain't no 10. It ain't no 10. There's really lacking a lot out of this fragrance. It's a very generic vanilla-based fragrance. Yet warm and comforting, absolutely. But it's missing a lot. Transitions, performance isn't up to par. It's very basic fragrance scent profile. So I can't wait to see the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly, right? You can tell me. And unfortunately for me, as much as I spent my own money on that sample, I'm not really looking at delving more into the brand of Kayali. At least, you know, my suspicions were correct, right? Sometimes the little sample's worth it, and I am going to be taught something. That's every video that I go into, especially on brands that I'm not a fan of, or I see it and I'm just like, oh, I don't like their marketing. Marketing's, The scent profile's here. I always separate them. I will tell you the facts on both sides, but at the end of the day, if the marketing's crap, like Amouage, their marketing's crap now. They sold out. But Amouage scents, on the most part, they've changed things. When they make a good scent recently, right? There is a few things that they've done, like Interlude, Black Iris, and things like that. I gave them their flowers. The scent's good. Your marketing's garbage. I hate it. So you just got to be fair. That's all it is. And as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your vanilla-based fragrance wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.